Ready?
Yep.
Are you motherfucking ready?
Hey, everybody.
What's up?
So, Sean's ready.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I can't be Marilyn Manson ready, how else can I be?
What's Marilyn Manson's ready? Like,
That was what I was singing
what was talking about?
for the song No Shit. It was on
Oh.
Matrix Reloaded.
I
Soundtrack.
remember hearing that song and liking it for the first time I heard it, and that was it.
Yeah, and then you, age less than a year and you realize, man, Marilyn Manson's kind of an edgelord.
So, Deadpool 2, guys.
Speaking of edgelords,
Yeah.
that for a segue.
I've,
Roll that shit around in Japan, it's so segue-ish.
do Japanese people rely on segues that much?
Not like Japanese people as a people, but there's a lot of segues in Japan.
That sounds vaguely racist on your part. Which we
mean-
kind of dealt with in Deadpool 2. So,
Black Tom!
Black Tom Cassidy. I will say this. I like Josh Brolin's character in this way more than I did him as Thanos.
Wait, he played Thanos? And
Yes.
That's why we got the joke. It was in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why, did you just think that they made the Thanos joke for no reason?
I actually didn't pick up on that one.
Oh, okay. Well,
Also-
yeah, he calls him Thanos.
Fun fact, he also played Jonah Hex in the really shitty Jonah Hex movie.
Nobody remembers that.
With Michael
I remember
Fassbender
that.
in
Nobody
it.
remembers that.
I'm nobody, but I remember that.
Had Fassbender in it, too.
I weirdly enjoyed the Jonah Hex movie, but it's probably just because I'm not remembering it clearly right now.
It's a good movie to laugh at with friends.
I could see that.
It's not good, but
Either way,
I mean, Megan Fox was their female lead in that thing.
That was her first mistake.
That's when she was big at that time.
so
because-
Deadpool 2 is a movie.
I don't know why they would have picked Josh Brolin as Thanos, though.
Yeah, we made a review about it. I mean, go watch that shit.
I think I missed that one.
You can see our opinions there too, audience.
They do. I've seen y'all's videos. Some of them have some really good hits.
Well, clearly you haven't watched the Infinity War review, or you would have
No.
known because
I've been
I went on
avoiding
a little
Infinity War.
tirade about.
I've been avoiding Infinity War because I haven't seen it yet.
Well, don't stop.
Yeah, we spoiled the shit out of it. Don't watch that after you see it.
That's
Or
the
just
plan.
watch our review and save yourself $20.
I'm actually considering on doing that because I've heard from a lot of people that it's kind of meh.
Anyway, Deadpool 2 is a movie in which Ryan Reynolds shoots a lot of people.
Finally.
I was about to say he
Yeah.
finally got the gun budget.
They gave him the gun budget and
Not
very
the
briefly
budget
the
for-
X-Men budget.
Yep, there we go.
Well, for
Like
10
super-
seconds.
For 10 seconds. They had 10 seconds worth of X-Men money they could spend.
Tell me here, who did they
What?
have in that room?
They had...
I saw
Beast.
this 5 times. Just to catch everybody. It was
Okay.
Beast, Professor X, Quicksilver, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, and Storm.
Okay.
All from
talking-
the new ones.
There we go.
Right, from the first class
Okay.
Apocalypse.
Well, I'll say, like,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they got the OG ones,
No.
I would have asked that he actually shoot Cyclops if they got the original ones.
No, it was the Ready Player One kid.
Okay.
Yeah. This movie was fun.
Oh.
It embraces the sillier aspects of the comic books and the characters therein, like with Shatterstar's stupid helmet,
Oh my god.
which
Yeah.
I love
I'm
that
just gonna say
entire
this.
sequence. I love that
I'm really
entire
glad they killed off
sequence.
a shit ton of Liefeld characters.
So, are we... We're like half spoiling this, half not spoiling
Okay,
this.
so
Like, what are...
Not key things.
Let's
Like, you can hear
do a quick
Shatterstar's
non-spoiler rundown of it. All in all, I think this movie is more about Cable than it is Deadpool, ostensibly.
No.
Honestly, I think Cable plays a much more pivotal role to the main thing than Deadpool does. Deadpool, while not ancillary, is more in a co-starring role.
I mean, co-starring, yeah, I'll give you that, but
Like,
I'm not going to say, I can't agree with that Cable is more of your focus in that,
They
because
don't even touch on anything like... They don't talk about, like, his... You know, Cable has a really, really good origin story.
yeah, but that's going to happen in the Cable origin movie.
which, oh my god, I want to see that.
We're not getting that.
What? No, why
We're
not?
not getting that.
Because
Fox movie division is now owned by Disney.
oh,
I don't
Mouse
think
don't like blood.
That
Oh.
deal's not all the way through yet.
It's gonna happen. Just
Fingers
work.
crossed. But anyway,
No, not fingers crossed.
well, fingers, whatever. Either, whatever's good.
I like the fact that, like, I don't think Disney would have the courage to do rated R superhero movies, and Fox does.
Yeah, but can you trust Fox to do them right?
That being said,
I mean, look
feel,
at Deadpool and Logan.
I
Their
feel
track
like Fox
record is pretty good.
I feel like Fox did this almost in spite of Disney. Like, they did it almost exclusively because Disney isn't. It's like, oh, you're not going to? Well, we will. And we'll hit that demographic. And they tried that with Deadpool.
You can't blame them, though. Like, it's essentially like, are you going to sell pickles at the farmer's market? No. Okay, fine. I'll sell pickles because now no one else is.
I'm not blaming them because of that, but I am saying that if the superhero boom wasn't quite as big, like I would say if it was probably $50 million less profitable annually, we may not see these. Because
I mean, that makes sense, obviously, but
right, but it's one of those things. I don't think that Fox is doing this because fans really want it. I think they're doing this because
that's a given. Yeah, we already know that because if they did things,
well, that's what
fans
I'm.
care,
That's
then
what
we'd
I'm
still
saying.
have fucking Firefly on the air.
Well, that's a long story that we shouldn't get into because
Oh, it's a short story, about 12 episodes long.
And a movie.
and a movie. But getting back to Deadpool 2.
Cut through it there.
Deadpool 2 is... I think Deadpool 2 is a lot of fun. It's extra super violent, which I like that it's over the top. Because, like I said, that embraces the sort of really stupid nature of comic books and their characters and the worlds they live in. And it's very refreshing for a character who is a part of it, but at the same time is not bound by the rules and regulations of it.
I think it's the most Deadpool-y movie that we've had. Even the first one, as good as it was, it
Yes.
didn't hit all those little notes that are a part of Deadpool's character.
Well, then again, that comes down to what kind of formula do you follow. And I think this one broke away from a lot of the formula that Deadpool 1 held.
How do you figure?
Well, not so much that it broke away, but it adapted it a little better. Like, the fourth wall breaks were much better on point joke-wise.
A little more throughout.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It felt a little... It's not that the first one was less cohesive, but it felt more like a more streamlined product for what they were wanting.
Gotcha. More Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool and less this cast of people playing the roles that kind of get the story rolling, give you the multifaceted parts of comedy.
There comes a point where somebody dies that's important, and we'll get into that later. But to be honest, I forgot they were in the thing until they died.
I'm gonna be honest. I forgot how hot she was.
Well, now
Like
now they know.
What now?
I'm trying to avoid spoilers.
Until the second.
She,
Schmuck.
bro. We have two genders, she or he. Now they only know like half the cast that's in the
But what
movie.
about the non-binary gendered people in the world?
Let's not do that
That's
on
not
these
Even
videos.
Deadpool fights for those who want to be called something other than their assigned gender.
What comic was that?
That was the movie we just watched. There's actually a decent.
was that?
There's actually a really decent joke in there about that.
You have to remind me on that one.
Anyway, later.
Anyway,
But
it's not a
it's-
spoiler.
it-
There's no names. There's more than
Shut
one
up.
female. in the
Shut up.
So bet.
Shut up. So it kind of kicks off with that happening, and it sends Deadpool down a spiraling depression, and that's when Cable comes in to come back in time and stop an event.
So,
And-
just slow you up here real quick though.
Okay.
Jared, you read the comic books, right?
I've dabbled in Deadpool.
Do you remember his on-off relationship with Death?
Yes.
Are you as disappointed as I am that they didn't touch on that?
Well,
Between
I'll
the
get
two of
into
you.
I'll get into that when we get further into spoilers, because this
doesn't
actually
involve-
touches on something that I was kind of disappointed with the movie.
That's
so
not a spoiler though.
Well, it leads into a point I want to make.
Okay.
So I'm not going to touch that until later, and if you'll permit, just hold off on that. But other than that, it's got some really great jokes that I think work a lot better than the first one.
It's nice to see people having fun.
Yes.
In a comic book movie.
This very much looked more like people enjoying what they do rather than a bunch of people corralled to a set, given some cold ham slices, and told to act or they don't get their booze money. Well, I'm assuming that's how they got Ben Affleck to the set of Batman v Superman every day.
I still don't know how they got him to that set every day.
He was promised to direct his own movie later.
Poor Jeremy Irons. He was wasted as Alfred in that movie.
You clearly don't remember Jeremy Irons in Dungeons and Dragons. Otherwise,
I remember him
not talk down about Jeremy Irons in Batman v Superman.
He was in Aragon too.
Yeah.
Jeremy Irons. That was one of my favorite book series. Let's not talk about that movie. No.
Jeremy
I'm
Irons.
stopping it right now. No.
Jeremy Irons will take any role you give him.
That poor man. We need to do some good movies for him exclusively. Like no one else is allowed to apply for them except
Maybe
for
they'll
Jeremy
give him
Irons.
the Alfred TV show and let him do that.
Don't know.
What?
Yeah, Alfred's getting his own TV show. Congratulations.
So, without getting too deep into spoilers,
He looks hurt.
like the Deadpool portion of the story is really great because it furthers the character without making him change completely. It builds on what's already there.
I think Ryan Reynolds definitely knows what he wants to do with Deadpool movies.
Yes, that's been apparent since he really balked hard at X-Men 3, or the Wolverine Origins movie.
Well, I think I'm glad that Fox is letting him just do what he's like, I got this, trust me, just...
Yeah.
Let me go with
I'm
this
curious
here.
if what happened was he got too far into the Deadpool character and just walked into their office with a gun one day and just like, let me do the fucking movie.
It might have. You might want to speak up, by the
possible.
way. I don't know how well you're going to pick up.
No worries. I was just trying not to be like blowing out the mics and things. With
No,
that.
you're not going to have to worry about that.
Okay, sweet.
But, yeah, there are some things I wish they had gone a little further down that rabbit hole, but I kind of understand that you really can't in a way, so I'm not horribly mad about that. I'm not mad about anything in this movie, honestly. Some of the CG looks shitty, but I've come to expect that nowadays in superhero movies.
They made fun of that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's like
again,
CGI fight.
yeah, again, having that joke does not excuse you from being shitty at what you've done.
Dude, they just got budget for actual firearms. Let's cut them some slack.
Maybe, I don't know. Like I say. But overall, I thought Deadpool 2 was perfectly serviceable. I would recommend a matinee.
Really?
I would recommend a matinee.
Serviceable.
I thought it was perfectly serviceable. You're going to get what you expect. It's not going to super wow you with anything.
So
it's not going to change. It's not going to change the way you look at superhero movies.
That's fine.
It's not going to.
My question is, what's your top and bottom rating? Where does perfectly serviceable fall in that line?
Perfectly serviceable is a superhero movie at this point. It is going to give you exactly what you expect. And what you expect is Deadpool being quippy and killing lots of people at the same time.
True, but you can do that and do it poorly and still be perfectly serviceable.
You can, but this is done perfectly serviceably. I got what I expected.
Man, he is a tough sell, isn't he?
You have no idea.
I'm sorry.
I'm about to say, yeah,
I've been watching.
I'm sorry.
this
I
stuff.
have standards.
I could say something, but I'm pretty sure it would probably turn out.
I don't actually
really
have standards.
sexist.
I'm just gonna go say, see this when you want to see it, like at any point of the day, because you're gonna have fun. Matinee, late, whenever you have the time, I'd say
it's
see it
fun.
in theaters.
And I wholeheartedly recommend seeing it in theaters.
The bigger the screen, the better, too. I would say
we saw it on a slightly smaller screen, and
it's amazing on a larger.
Really?
Yeah, it definitely shows that this was meant for a much larger screen. Than the
I would
one
like
we're
to
at.
see this in IMAX now that the IMAX is open again.
I think that might be a
They
little
reopened
much.
it?
Yeah, AMC bought it
Nice.
and there's a long story there. No, AMC is. Me and AMC don't agree right now.
Yeah, but
I'm sure it's a standstill.
I applied for a manager.
What about you guys?
Turn me down.
Do you have any non-spoilery things to say about the movie?
I'd say go see it because I really want to just start spoiling shit out of this thing.
Man, how much did Fox pay you? And can I have some of it?
Well, since Fox is selling, they're not giving out much lately.
They clearly paid you off for your review.
Nope.
You're nothing but a Marvel fanboy shill. How dare you?
Never know what a shill is.
You take money for...
Sean, you're kind of getting dark here. Are you sure you don't belong in the DC universe?
Thank you, Deadpool. I still made more money as Batman.
They actually made a quip about that in the movie.
I know. That was the whole point of that.
Oh, man.
All right, so...
I really like this movie.
Everybody...
That's fun.
Yeah, that's all you got?
I mean, I can say more. I was going to...
Non-spoilery?
Not spoilery.
Non-spoilery?
It was a fun movie. I definitely say go see it. Doesn't matter what time, like what Jared said. I have a couple of things like after the fact when I'm thinking about it. It's like, oh well, technically this, and this, or they could have done this, but I didn't think about that until after the fact. Not even like there wasn't a point in the movie where I'm like, oh, but this, and it's like, no, I'm just having fun. I went through the whole movie, and it took until I was already done with the experience to start thinking about things that would have been different, could have been better.
Okay.
That's
So,
the most
like,
fun
for me,
I've
that's
ever
good.
had in an end credit scene too.
Right?
Well, I was so happy with the end credit.
One of the end credits...
At a joke in a movie in so long, and this movie had me like, what was it, 2-3 different points? I'm just losing my shit laughing at it.
One of the end credit scenes kind of cheesed me off a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, since we've already given recommendations, let's just start.
All right, fine. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Jared, go ahead and talk about your stupid spoilers.
No, which end scene got you?
The end scene that I didn't like was the one where he ends up saving his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Because that effectively undoes a lot of character progression that helped aid him.
But he knows he got that character progression, so...
Right, but again, it's the lazy writing joke they keep making.
Here's
That's
the
what
question,
that feels
though.
like.
Is it canon in the movie, or is it just, fuck it, let's do this thing real quick?
Because he did that, and then he went and killed
Let's
him.
go kill baby Hitler.
Then he killed himself.
Yeah, he
He's
killed
like,
Ryan
hey,
Reynolds.
Logan, sorry, just fixing a timeline.
Yeah,
and then he shot
shoots,
him.
He shoots the weapon 11.
That was fun.
That was funny. I'll give him that. That was...
I wonder if they got Scott Akins back to do that. Because the
I
whole
very much
Weapon
doubt it.
11 part of X-Men Origins wasn't Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
No, I very
It
much
was
doubt
Scott
it.
Akins.
I very much doubt that they did. I think they just recycled B-roll footage and used Ryan Reynolds' stunt double.
Well, Scott Akins was Weapon 11. Ryan Reynolds never did any of that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They
Yeah,
probably got his stunt double to be the
Yeah.
Weapon 11 for the fall down scene.
Probably.
And that's it.
And then he shoots himself in the head on the Green Lantern script.
Yeah, no, that was...
Welcome to the big time.
Yeah, it's a wonderful scene.
You're welcome,
Ryan
Canada.
Reynolds looking over his desk. It's like, welcome to the big leagues, kid. And he's got the script for Green Lantern in his hands, and just blood smears across it.
Oh, he wishes he could take that movie back.
We all wish he could take that movie back. Believe you me.
I did not know what was going on at first when that particular end credit scene started, and of course, it's like, oh, he saved his girlfriend. That's cool. And then when the rest of them start relying, I'm just like, oh wow, he's just going for broke on these jokes right now.
Well, it's
he's
like
not holding back at all.
All the others are really good, and they're funny and irreverent, as I think most end credit scenes should be.
Right.
But at the same time, the one where he saves her, while yes, he knows what he's done,
Like I said,
it's the classic time travel paradox.
Yeah.
If you've done this, why did it matter doing all the other stuff in the first place?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's one of those things that's just not canon.
I think it
for the
was
movie.
just like one for a joke. I don't
Maybe.
think it like... Because like that whole end scene was probably just solidly for jokes.
Probably.
Because like they hit him thing, she's like, "Oh God, what have we done?" Knowing he's
Which,
just gonna go fuck around in the timeline.
Yukio was this girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Holy shit, that girl was adorable.
She was cute.
She was
Her name
super
sounds
adorable.
way too much like Yu-Gi-Oh, though.
I mean,
Like I immediately went there every time.
That was a fun shtick that they had throughout the whole movie. Hi, Wade. Bye,
Bye,
Yukio. What have we done?
So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
The jokes with those two were on point, though. It's like, it's my girlfriend, you judgmental ass. No, I'm just surprised somebody will put up with you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care that you're a lesbian.
That was funny. Didn't even miss a beat. The part that actually made me, like, not stop enjoying it, but it's like, oh, damn, that's, was the point where Wade's, like, dying, and then you see Cable turn around. He's holding his teddy bear, and then he turns the timetable thing and sets it back and slaps him on the chest with the little coin thing. It's like, Cable, you gold-hearted son of a bitch.
And
I know, you hate it because it's cheesy. But
I didn't hate it because
Couldn't
it
he
was
have
cheesy.
just,
I
like,
thought it
as
worked
easily
fine. had
had the collar undone and got his powers like they did at the end anyway? Couldn't they have just tried to get the collar off?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was a way to make it quicker to do
Yeah.
for like,
Effectively-
sequence shooting and things.
Probably.
Well, they needed to shoehorn in Deadpool dying so that it could say that, oh, he knows how to be selfless and sacrifice for the greater good now. Because the movie-going audience is stupid and has to be told things and led by the hand. You can't just have metaphors anymore.
I'm going to follow you down this road here. Walk me through it.
Okay, so you had to have the scene where Deadpool loses his powers and gets shot and dies.
The one at the end.
Yes.
Because
Because that tells the audience Deadpool learned his lesson. See? He got to the other
I
side
thought
with his
that's what the
girl.
falling off the cliff was for.
No, because he didn't make it to the other side yet. Only after he was willing to give his life for the child, then you could see that he made the jump. And he made it to the other side of the room and was with his girl, and then she said, nope, it's not your time, because you can't just have a metaphor be a metaphor. You can't just have him die and that literally be the last thing you see before Cable jumps backwards, and then you come back from it. Now, granted, they use that as a running theme throughout the movie because that happens like 3 times.
Yeah, I think like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
I
But
get where you're coming from on it. But Deadpool's not a subtle movie.
no, but that doesn't mean you can't have subtlety in it.
That's true.
Not everything has to be the pie-in-the-face gag.
It's not about the pie in the face gag. I'm talking like in the sense of it's not about you. With Deadpool, is not about following the story and then an ambiguous ending or a metaphorical ending or like
Well, you don't
conclusion
even
of
have to
things.
have it. You can have it to where he says something. It's like, oh, so this is what the other side feels like, or something like that. I'm saying you can do other things besides
You
beating,
can.
browbeating people in the head with it.
I don't think that was browbeating. 3 times throughout a movie as a setup, and then the
No, it was
conclusion
way
to
more
it.
subtle than it could have been.
Yeah.
So, or not subtle, but it was way more toned down than it could have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
I mean, I get what you mean, but it wasn't terrible.
no, I would be hard pressed to say anything in this movie was terrible. I really enjoyed this movie.
I was disappointed by one thing. Like, they kept hyping up the X-Force and then immediately kill all of them.
Honestly, I did not
except
give a
Domino.
I did not give a shit about X-Force, so I really was like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny, actually.
only-
I wanted to
thing I
see
was-
Shatterstar do something before
No,
they just
See, I didn't
kill
give
him.
a shit
You
about
don't.
any of them except for the Ron Swanson-esque guy and Terry Crews' character. I wanted those two to like survive, and I wanted Ron Swanson's character to turn into like this weird badass out of nowhere for some reason.
No.
Well, I mean,
That wasn't what we got.
he saved him at the end
Yes.
when he was time traveling.
So, was it Go Sugar Bear?
Yeah. Go home! Goodbye, Sugar Bear. Love you.
Oh my god.
Now, getting back to the death thing, though, you had mentioned Deadpool's on-again, off-again relationship with death.
Yes, I was
And that was one of the
disappointed
things-
after the fact that they didn't include
That was one of the things that kind of cheesed me off when he time traveled back and saved her, because that could have been a way to introduce that aspect for future movies.
Are they planning anymore?
I don't know.
No.
I'm assuming
'Cause
so because I've just come to
their
assume that
jokes
every
In the
superhero movie runs for like 6 or 7 movies now.
Well, I mean, they did make the joke about carrying the franchise.
Right. Well,
but
again, that was one of my favorite jokes in this movie.
There's
I'm
also,
so sick and tired of these fucking franchise movies.
There's also like a joke that's in the trailer, but wasn't in the movie. It's like, you stop it too. You killed it. We don't even need a third one. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually really happy that they had.
Wasn't there one that was at the end
dialogue
of
from the
number
trailer.
1 when he comes out of the shower scene?
he's like, we don't have the budget to do this. But we're doing a sequel. Cable's that's where they said Cable was going to be in it.
They
Suggested Garrett
parody
Knightley.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
But no, the CGI was really shitty when it came to the people. Like when Domino's leaping in and out of vehicles. I mean, that looked awful.
I didn't watch it that closely.
It's one of those things. I don't know how you didn't watch that closely because it's like center frame, and it's the eye-catching point of the action sequence.
For me, I tend to look around the eye-catching thing because this sounds dumb, but it's like the center point distracts you from other things. And with movies that have Easter eggs a lot, which Deadpool would have, I just got myself like I was watching the surrounding things like, okay, what do they have here and here? Because I know what's going on. There's like, oh, she's going to do a flip. She's going to flip in the room. Cool, but what's around her? What's the interesting part?
I'll look at that like if I watch it another time.
Right.
But the first time, I'm grading the movie based on what the movie presents me.
Well,
That's fair.
I will say this. It may have not been great, but we've seen worse. There's been movies
yes.
with so much worse CGI.
No, like I say, as far as the superhero movie goes, this is a really good superhero movie.
This did have...
It's funny, it's irreverent,
It had more of a budget, you could tell.
Well, yeah.
No kidding.
I thought they went a little overboard with Dopinder's character.
He just wanted to be an assassin. Because he accidentally killed somebody and he loved it.
I know. I really think they could have cut a couple of jokes out of there with him for that, and you would have lost nothing.
You wouldn't have, but it was a fun addition.
Yes, but at the same time, it felt like the end ran a little long, and so especially like his death scene.
Yeah, that was being a dead horse with the joke.
That was beating a dead horse, and I was just like, you've overextended the joke. Just fucking go forward. Which
I was waiting
I get
for
that's the joke.
I was waiting for like the joke twist to be like they just shoot him in the head to get it done and over with.
Yeah, see, that would have been
That's
funny.
what I was waiting for, but, well, Dopinner did hit him with the car at the end.
Well,
but...
the bad guy, yeah. We were talking about Wade as he's lying there
dude,
dying.
I was just expecting, like, here, honestly, what I thought was going to happen, because they kept, like, showing the gun, I'm like, so one of them is just going to turn around and kill the guy so the kid doesn't have to, so he never goes down that road.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Like,
No,
I thought that's what was going to happen.
I had the same thought, because I was looking at it as like, okay, so the schlockiest way you could do this is Cable has to change of heart and shoots the teacher in the head.
That's exactly
That would
what
be a
I
very
thought was
Cable
going
thing
to
to
happen.
do, though. In a way. I mean, I don't know.
It's
this
a
character
shitty
super well.
twist, though, because you really kind of undermine your own moral about not having to kill people to get things done.
Cable is extremely violent.
Cable
though.
is
Like,
extremely violent.
That's his
but,
whole character. That's why he was made.
Well, again, really kind of undercuts the moral you're trying to tell a kid that violence isn't always the answer when you then use violence to solve the problem.
I don't think that. Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm not sure if that was the moral they were trying to impress.
Well,
upon me.
maybe not that exact moral, but it's along that vein.
They were
Yeah.
just trying to stop a kid from being a supervillain.
A pretty bad
Have you
one,
ever?
too.
Is that
I
like
have
a
no
legitimate
idea. I've stopped
character?
caring.
Fire Fist?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say yes because every name has been used as a superhero name at some point.
I feel like he sounds familiar, but like what he said, it could be just that everything is a superhero name. Like if I said Ultra Couchman, it's probably a thing.
Probably. I mean, there's a Carrot Head Man, for God's sake.
So the kid, talking about the kid, I did not mind him for the most part.
Yeah.
The off-put humor that they built into him, having all these different like hip-hop and thug references that he throws out as being, you know, this kid's like, oh, this is what I'm into, so this is what I am. You know, it's like, I get it, but it's like
I actually rather enjoyed that because it kind of made fun of the edgelord audience that Deadpool first attracted.
Yes,
and so I was very much like, oh, okay, that's actually a really
my
nice
initial
joke.
reaction was like, that's so like you sound like a fucking idiot. And I wait, it's like, wait, he sounds like a fucking idiot. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, it was
like,
very much.
I had to stop myself for a minute.
It was very much poking fun at a certain type of certain type of people that enjoy the comics for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Rather than understanding that is the joke, you are the joke. You've now completely missed the fact that you're the joke and think this is cool again. So there's extra layers of dumb combined in you. So I was perfectly okay with his character like that.
I'm kind of glad that they gave him the whole scene of just having his ass beat.
Yes, that was honestly
First rule of prison.
But then he had to go make friends with Juggernaut.
Oh my god, the freaking table sequence. No, don't do that. Don't wake me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was honestly really happy that they
Subtle
kept
as
the
a
fat
hammer.
joke. Well, they kept the fat jokes to a minimum.
But yeah,
I was
because they
honestly-
could do so much more than that.
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing. I was happy that they did do more with it, rather than just say,
A lot-
"He's fat!"
Yeah, a lot of the humor was so far removed from the lowest common denominator.
Yes. That was honestly what surprised me. For a movie about a superhero that shoots people, talks to himself, and breaks the fourth wall, there is remarkably little humor that you would almost think would be a part of this. Like, in almost lesser hands, like, if it wasn't somebody who understood the source material and enjoyed it the way he does, without Ryan Reynolds, I would almost say this would have devolved into, like, Adam Sandler levels of painful humor.
Now, hold up. Let's take a moment of silence here and picture Adam Sandler as Deadpool.
Not doing that.
Just
No.
hold that moment.
No.
Hold that thought.
Don't.
Wait.
You're
wait
only
for
going
it.
to piss yourself off.
Oi, Jimmy Changa. Oi, Hanukkah.
Now I want to punch you.
I mean, we already got Jim Carrey as Colonel Stars and Stripes. Let's just calm down.
What?
Jim Colonel Stars and Stripes.
Kick-Ass 2.
I never saw Kick-Ass 2, actually.
It's really not worth it.
You
No.
didn't miss that much.
Yeah, it's not that great.
First one's
Anyway,
alright.
yeah, Deadpool 2, I had a lot of fun with it. I expected to get what I got, and I got it.
We over-prepared at work.
What do you mean?
We thought, like, it was going to be much busier. The last fucking 6 movies, like, Deadpool, like, I don't think I still have my schedule on me, but I'd show you, it was like Deadpool, like, the end of the night was all Deadpool. We had this in half the theater night, and we have 18 auditoriums.
Damn, really?
Yes.
Wow, you guys really did overcompensate.
Well, we got fucked during Black Panther, so, like, ever since then, they've been trying to prepare, like, we were ready for Infinity War. They kind of over-prepared for this. I'm expecting the same thing with Solo next week. Like,
No, don't. This sounds silly, but why would you, why would they expect the same sort of turnout for Deadpool as for Infinity War and Black Panther, both of which were, like, super, super hyped. And while Deadpool was popular, it wasn't hyped nearly to the same degree.
Another problem, those last two were PG-13. Deadpool is a hard R.
dude, we lost half our movies this week. And,
Jeez.
like, Deadpool is in... Like, we got Deadpool and 2 others that aren't going to do shit. Like, there's a movie called Book Club that no one's heard of, and then there's a movie about a dog, like a kid's movie about a dog. That's like a cop dog that infiltrates, like, a pet show or... Like, we got those in Deadpool too.
Wait, wasn't that literally a movie called Cop Dog?
No, there's another movie called Cop Dog.
Best in Show is what it's called.
That's Air Bud. We're not going down this whole fucking...
Is it part of the Air Bud cinematic universe?
Don't engage it. Fuck it. We're going on. Moving
Because
on.
if this relates to Space Buddies in some way,
Oh, god damn it.
I should know.
No, it's a Rottweiler that looks like my old dog.
Oh, Triumph. Triumph the
Triumph
insult
was a
dog.
hand puppet.
He was a Rottweiler hand puppet.
Well, this is an actual dog.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah, there's no hand up his ass.
That looked like my dog.
Yes, but we're not
Maybe
gonna
rest in peace.
we're not gonna traumatize you with that. So don't expect.
Yeah, the wound's still fresh. It was Monday.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. So
Yeah.
we
Domino.
might go see the book club then.
Domino.
Domino was good, honestly. Knowing nothing about the character,
Really?
I know absolutely nothing.
It's like
you would
Deadpool's
know-
other on
I
again,
know-
off again relationship.
Well,
I know she's in the books a lot.
I remember her being more of a bad guy. Or, like, more anti than hero than Deadpool.
I don't know more anti-hero than Deadpool, but she very much was.
She's an assassin.
She was an assassin. She was part of X-Force, wasn't she?
Yeah. I remember that much. She was definitely
I
part of
don't-
X-Force.
I don't. Okay, I'm going to take your word on that. I've only seen her on the covers of X-Force books, so I don't know. If she has superpowers, I don't know about them.
It is. It's quite literally the same in the movie. She's
Okay.
There's actually a story arc they're running with her where she loses her powers and shit's hard for her. Like it's.
Every superhero has that story. At some
I
point,
know,
so.
But think about this.
it's kind of funnier
I thought
seeing
she
it
was-
with an assassin that relied on luck.
I thought she was
Oh,
good.
gosh.
I liked her a lot in this movie. Somebody who
I think that was my guess as to why they killed the girlfriend off too for later movies with those two.
maybe. But
She's a
we
little
don't
bit
know.
more proactive for, like, story purposes. Because, like,
Well,
Vanessa
that, yeah.
in the first Deadpool and this Deadpool is literally just his character development, his, salvation and damnation.
No, in
when she
Deadpool
died.
3, we're going to get Agent X.
Agent X. Help me here.
Yeah, we're going to get that.
No, dude, I'm lost on this one too.
Oh, you not remember this?
I'm
This is an amazingly, well, I wouldn't say amazingly short-lived, but he was a character that was developed to be kind of an antithesis to Deadpool.
Yes! Had the X across his face and became
Yes.
fat.
Yes.
I sound like an asshole saying that. Like, that's what ended his hero
He became
career.
fat! Well, actually, he wasn't even a hero, really. He was a contract mercenary.
I remember him being
But
so
he
cool
only-
when I was younger, and then...
He was very much made to appeal to the edgelord scene
Really?
that Deadpool had lost with its satirical edge. And he was supposed to be the one that did all the cool stuff.
That's depressing.
Secret agent.
Why do all my childhood favorite heroes turn out to be just stupid? Like, I liked Moon Knight
That's
and I
part
liked
of growing
Agent
up.
X, and okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
There you go.
Like, no joke, I liked Moon Knight a lot. I'm like, cool, he's like Batman, but he wears white stuff and he's got a different sort of mask.
You know what's really depressing?
He's got serious psychoses.
Well, there's that, but wait until you get to a point where one of your absolute favorite childhood heroes boils down to essentially a sexist pig.
wait,
Because that's Han Solo. Han Solo is an amazingly chauvinistic, sesist asshole. Between two movies.
Wait, didn't Moon Knight have multiple personalities?
Schizophrenia.
Yeah. Schizophrenia, dissociative personality disorder, I think it's more specific one. But I'm not a psychiatrist, so fuck me. But
Yeah. But
either way, my childhood favorite heroes kind of suck now.
yeah, don't
Except
worry.
for
Everyone,
the Savage Dragon. He's
everyone comes to that conclusion. Unless you read Hellboy. Hellboy's always been cool.
That's true. But then, as you grow older, maybe you emphasize more with Ape Sapien than Hellboy.
Maybe, but that's okay. He has his own series
Ape Sapien
too.
was pretty cool.
He has his own series too.
We're getting way off subject here.
Yeah.
My hero was always Nightwing.
Yeah, we know about you and your Nightwing obsession.
No, I'm with him on this one. Nightwing was cool. He was like Robin, but with more masculinity and less,
Oh yeah, that
Batman
costume
up the
he
butt.
wore
At
back
least
in
he
the
had
90s.
legs attached to it.
He had legs and a big V-neck right there with gold and
Okay,
glitter.
that wasn't the
What?
90s, bro. That was the 70s.
Well,
No,
well,
you
motherfucker.
can fuck off.
No,
Hold up,
motherfucker,
hold
that
up.
was the 90s.
Are we talking
Because
like,
Knight's End happened in the 90s, and that was the outfit he wore in that.
we're talking like the deep V-neck?
Are you talking about the
Wow.
gold one that could fly?
No.
That's crazy.
I will show you images.
I know about the one with but that was the 70s, and then Starfire changed his costume. It might have been in the 90s. He might have had that costume for 10 years.
Wow. I mean, even
But
still,
then he
though,
had a mullet. He had a mullet when mullets were cool, and then he got his newer suits.
Okay, now I just repictured his outfit entirely in either denim or flannel. And
Both.
There's one with an.
And he's got a Miller in one hand and a PBR in the other, and he slams it together and chugs.
Oh, getting back to Deadpool.
I don't have anything left to say about Deadpool. I thought it was fun. If you like the first Deadpool movie, you're gonna get what you expect, and if you expect enjoyment, then you're gonna enjoy it.
Just once.
Wonder how they're gonna cover T.J. Miller being arrested in Deadpool 3. He like faked a bomb threat or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. T.J.
Like-
Miller's because he's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Who's T.G. Miller?
He's Weasel.
The bartender? Yeah.
Yeah, no, he faked it like a bomb threat in real life, and
not
so
surprised.
he is going to jail.
I'm not fucking surprised.
Yeah, he was also one of the big pushers for the Emoji Movie. Said that was the future of movies.
Wait, really?
Yes,
He was IROC in Ready Player One. He wasn't terrible at that.
he's insane.
Duh.
He's clearly insane.
Yeah, dude, the Emoji Movie sucked ass. Like,
Yeah.
I actually watched that movie.
I am so
I saw it
sorry.
in bits and pieces.
It was not as bad as I thought it would be. It was still not great at all. It was still like just meh. Huh.
Oh.
Get it? It was just meh. I'm ashamed of that joke.
You should be. That's why I punched you.
I mean,
That was
I
not
don't
even
think
on
anybody
purpose.
was surprised when Jailbreak turned out to be the princess.
Yeah,
Or-
that was kind of pretty straightforward. It's like the only other person there that was in the general shape of one.
That's,
But that's once again, we're
that
getting off
movie
topic.
was
Fuck me.
awful.
Deadpool was cool. Someday we're going to hear Sean have nothing but happy things to say about a film and give it like his top
I was
star
happy
rating.
Juggernaut got redemption in the
Right?
Deadpool
Yeah,
gives so
actually.
many characters redemption. Like
Just cinematically.
Colossus.
Colossus got a really good remake.
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. While I still lament the fact that he's this giant CGI man thing, tromping through the world.
What
He
else
looks
could he
so
be, though?
much better than X-Men.
No,
3
I will
Juggernaut,
100%. I will
Did they
100%
have him
give
in
him this.
X-Men 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was played by what's his
His
fucking
one memorable line, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!" and then busts out through the floor.
He was played by it's fucking. I'm trying to remember the guy who played him because he plays a lot of shit like that.
I don't even have a clue.
Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No,
Gee, don't
I
we wish?
think the guy was Australian.
Probably.
Oh.
Look it up later and we'll throw the name down at the bottom. Yeah, the fight scene between Colossus and Juggernaut was actually really, really fun. It's one of the few times I've been able to lose myself in the enjoyment of seeing two characters that I really enjoy go at each other, but I know it's...
Vinnie Jones.
Okay. But they
Vinnie
are
Jones was-
just CG characters punching each other.
It did mention that like it actually touched on him being Professor X's brother.
Yes, they brought that around, actually. Deadpool weirdly hits a lot of comic book canon parts that are like, oh, okay, that's funny. You actually took the time to read your source material
Yeah, they didn't
rather than
men-
scroll through a Wikipedia page.
Well, yeah, they didn't mention that Cable is the son of Scott Summers.
Well,
at
again,
all.
Cable's
this point-
backstory would get in the way of
Well,
pacing and
And
everything.
then if he just came back, it
But
wouldn't have been relevant yet.
Didn't you want to see him versus his evil clone?
What?
Which one?
The one I was only aware of one. I didn't know there was more than
Well,
one.
there's
evil
a
Cable.
whole bunch of different versions of Cable. None of them are particularly great or well written. There's Nate
one's-
Gray, there's
I thought-
Strife,
Wait,
there's
that's
Cable, there's X-Man.
I thought Nate Gray was one of the Hulk's alter egos.
No, that's Joe Fixit.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that's the one you're thinking of because that was Grey Hulk.
That's exactly why.
Okay, I'm glad my mental logic.
I think it's Strife.
that.
I'm thinking of the one who's an actual clone without the virus.
Okay,
The metal thing?
Just like a technovirus.
Oh, that's right. I even remembered that while I was sitting in the theater. I don't know how I
Here's
forgot
something
that.
else. Did you notice that his eye didn't glow after he went back in time?
It does. It only glows when he's using his powers.
Oh, okay.
That's,
I thought it was like some
no,
weird
like I said,
low-level
there's
nod.
really weird things that this movie hits that it really did not have to.
Yeah.
Like, it ticks off a lot of really weird boxes. Kane Marco being referenced as Xavier's brother-in-law. Or not brother, but
Which
like his
wildly
stepbrother.
diverse accent, by the way.
Well, he's adopted.
Okay, that makes sense.
So,
wait, no, that doesn't make sense. If
you
he's
got
going to
that.
be adopted, how would he still have a Brooklyn accent?
you've got that, and Kane Marco led a radically different life than Professor Xavier.
Yeah, all right.
You got that. You got the technovirus thing that, quite honestly, looked damn good.
Yeah.
They did a really good job on that.
Yeah, they made it look pretty smooth.
Well, it was integrated well, and it looked intricate enough without drawing attention away from what was happening on screen.
Yeah.
Rather than, like with Cyborg from Justice League, it wasn't
I
distracting.
never watched Justice League.
It's okay. It was, Cyborg's design was distracting from the character.
Gotcha.
This, while looking good, did not draw away from the character.
The
That's
problem with
fair.
Cyborg, though, is he was in that constant metamorphosis thing.
We're not going to talk about that.
Woof.
But
I obstinately will not watch Justice League until the other movies for the heroes come out. And then I'm going to watch them before
You're
I watch
not gonna
Justice
get 'em.
League. Really?
probably not.
Never have to watch it.
No. Aren't you glad?
I'm so glad.
But, yeah,
It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't fantastic. It was
Yeah.
meh.
I will say this, I'm kind of disappointed not to get to see Jason Momoa as Aquaman in his own film.
that is perfectly all right, because
Wait, he
you really
is?
wouldn't enjoy him.
He's gonna be Aquaman in his own film, or did they cancel that and I'm not aware?
I don't know, probably.
There have been a lot of studio movements lately, so maybe something delayed it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Alpha's been delayed for almost a year and a half now, so.
That's unfortunate.
Getting back to Deadpool.
Yes.
But yeah, Deadpool hits some really weird marks that it really doesn't need to, like the recreation of Colossus, like his comic book format.
Yeah.
His comic book format is something that translates well to the screen. It is striking and it is memorable, which is one of the weirdest things I found in X2 when they changed it.
Where you're just like the smooth metal surface.
Right.
Yeah. It didn't look right.
No, it doesn't.
It looked like the, what was it? The T-2000?
1000.
Was it the T-1000?
Yes.
I thought the T-1000 was the original one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's the T800.
Okay. That one.
Yeah.
That was liquid.
But
He looked like that.
using
That's like
that old
Citizen
design,
Steel from DC Legends of Tomorrow.
using that old design, using the fact that they travel around in an SR-71 Blackbird, which, I'm just going to put this out there, might be one of the coolest things ever designed by a human. I'm just saying.
Those things are a piece of shit.
Those things are awesome. And you shut your whore mouth.
Piece of shit.
I'm going to tell you the same thing Wade told Weasel when he started talking shit on Canada. You shut your dirty, dirty mouth.
I love that scene. Oh, man. It had so many good scenes that weren't even... It wasn't about Ryan Reynolds like playing Deadpool, and
Yes.
then if that's the premise of it, it's like all the characters got into the mix of it. Like when Cable comes to them for help,
Yes.
none of them miss beat. It's like, okay, we're all getting our shots in right now.
Yeah.
And Weasel and Domino freaking give the same thing. I'm
Yes.
super upset about that. The fucking baby leg sequence.
Well, that was a
entire-
retread of the baby arm sequence, just done on a bigger scale. But
That's
it lends
true,
better
but
to the scene.
It lended itself to so many different jokes, and they hit on so many without it being super obvious.
Yes.
Like, they did it in a Deadpoolish way, using all the characters around him. Even
Yes.
using, God damn it, I can't remember her name.
Blind Owl?
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was what.
Which would have been fine if they hadn't used that in the trailer a lot.
Yes. That was a little disappointing, but it still worked as a joke. It was just overdone by the time you went to see
Yes.
it, if you watched the trailers much. I did.
Well,
I avoided all trailers.
If you went to the movies to like we do, you almost couldn't avoid seeing it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So
And you can't avoid that, or the not X-Men movie that's coming out.
The horror one?
No, it's just about a bunch of kids with powers.
Yeah.
It's another Fox movie about a bunch of kids with powers.
We'll talk about that another day.
Okay.
But yeah, like I say, I enjoyed this for a superhero movie. Like, I enjoyed this way more than I enjoyed Avengers Infinity War.
Damn.
I had more fun.
Exactly. That's why I enjoyed it.
Like,
more.
Infinity War is just non-stop, like,
It's
start to finish.
From what I've gathered with the last several Marvel movies, it's almost impossible to have less fun anywhere else than at a Marvel movie. Because it's become...
As far as comic book
brooding,
movies go...
Like, it's become a DC film.
As far as
I disagree.
weirdly
Ragnarok was actually a lot of fun.
Ragnarok is a lot of fun when you're not surrounded by a bunch of idiots guffawing.
Ragnarok was bipolar.
You're not wrong.
No, I'll agree with that. The first half of Thor Ragnarok does not gel at all with the second half. That movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, then.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 are really great. I would probably say...
I even say Guardians of the Galaxy 2, you have to cut it off after a certain point. Because it got super sad.
It does, but it also... It furthers its story that way.
It does. I'll give it that.
And so it develops the
get
characters
why.
and it furthers them. So I understand that a lot more than a lot of other movies that do shit like that. So while I wasn't super happy with it when I watched it the first time, I listened to a few other people's reactions, and a lot of it stems from people who have lost family members due to mental illness and basically watching them not be who they were. Like, there's a really great video essay by Lindsay Ellis that you should watch about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and why it meant so much to her.
Okay.
And it deals a lot with stuff like that sprinkled throughout the movie.
Who's Lindsay Ellis?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But I think that, weirdly enough, DC is shifting more to Marvel's perspective, because Justice League really felt more like a darker Marvel movie than it did any of the previous DC movies.
DC finally figured, like...
Well, they finally figured out their...
They figured out their
they have to copy
formula.
Marvel.
Well, they figured out their formula with Wonder Woman.
Yes.
That's been the best out of all of them.
Well, they figured out
And
half
then they
the formula.
tried to do the reshoots, so Justice League kind of had a mixed feel to it.
Well, there's a very good reason for Justice League to have that.
I'm thinking Captain Marvel is just going to be when we get into the ridiculous.
The Captain Marvel's DC still.
Well, Shazam. Because
okay,
Captain Marvel was officially rebranded as Shazam, like within
which I
the
think
last
is horribly
5
stupid.
years. But
you should have just kept the Captain Marvel thing. Everybody else was happy with it.
New 52, dude. Like, what are you gonna do?
God, New 52 just continues to fuck everything up.
I haven't read comics in so long. I'm still going off of like 3 generations ago.
Dude, it took them 5 years to bring back Redhead Wally West.
Really?
I still say.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say this. Maybe Wally West should have stayed dead.
But he wasn't dead. They turned him black. But then the black Wally West ended up not being the same Wally West as Redhead Wally West. So now there's 2 fucking Wally West.
Wait, so it's parallel universe?
Technically, there's 52
No.
Wally Wests.
Don't not. In the main Flash storyline, there are now 2 Wally Wests.
Just
But
like
they're
there-
different Wally Wests.
Just like there are 52 monitors watching over all 52 universes.
Actually, don't forget about the negative, the
Oh,
negative
Lord.
universes. 'Cause
Oh, that's
there's
right.
that too now
That's
because
right.
of Batman Metal.
I don't
The
know what
music?
that is, but it sounds really dumb.
It's a story arc.
Sounds
where
really dumb.
There's like divine metals that Batman. It's
Because of course,
Wow.
Batman is the one I think of when I think of divine metals.
don't ask me what
We're going down a rabbit hole here.
They're making a goddamn Alfred TV show for fuck's sake. I don't know what DC is doing anymore.
This might be funnier than the Now You See Me rant I showed you earlier.
You need to make a whole separate video for your
We
Alfred
could.
movie rant.
We could.
It's not a movie, it's a TV show.
TV show.
We have so many goddamn useless DC TV shows. Like, your CW shows are good. Gotham sucks ass. They're finally getting rid of it after it got approved for season 5, which is done. He'll become Batman. We're fucking finished. And then we have Krypton, which isn't needed. We don't need a Superman origin show because we already had goddamn 10 years of Smallville. We don't need Krypton about Superman's grandpa where we watch him get to bang General Zod's grandma. Like, I don't want to see that. And now we're getting the Alfred TV show. Let CW do their fucking DC shows and everyone else just stay the fuck away.
And that's why Deadpool 2 is the better Marvel movie I've seen this year.
I don't know how we got down this rabbit hole, but we did.
I like to think that he started it.
Probably.
I don't know, it's probably
Deadpool 2 was... I'm breaking the fourth wall, thinking outside the box. There. Boom. That's how I'm connecting that
this
rent
movie,
to Deadpool.
Deadpool 2 is perfectly fun. But like I say, it's what I expected it to be. Nothing more, nothing less. I expected it to be an irreverent, fun movie, and that is exactly what I got. It didn't change the way I look at superhero movies. It didn't change my overall opinion of Deadpool.
It
gave me exactly what I expected, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Yes.
And Dick Todd, he's like, he only did that because I did it.
Yeah.
The little music box at the beginning.
Yeah.
I haven't even
What do
seen
you think
Logan.
about Celine Dion's fantastic theme song for this movie?
It was an interesting choice, so I'll give it that.
Apparently the music video is pretty fucking entertaining.
Okay.
I'll have to give that a look.
Oh, speaking of music, there's a really nice throwaway gag they had when the kids blowing up the school, and they're doing this. Cue the operatic music, and it shifts over, and the falsettos are holy shit balls, just all throughout. And I was like, okay, that's
We're
actually
like halfway through that scene before I realized that.
Are you serious?
Yes. Because I was watching what was going on. I was like, oh, cool. And then, I'm like, okay, neat. I'm looking for visuals and things. I'm not auditory. And then all of a sudden I hear, holy shit. I was like, I know I'm hearing that wrong. And I listen again. It's like, holy shit. I was like, you're got to be fucking kidding me. I love the layers of jokes they did.
Yes.
The layers of like little quips.
Like I
things.
said,
Like, it brings it
I
all together.
expected stuff like this, and I'm happy with what I got.
I want you to one day have a movie that you absolutely love from stem to stern, and I'm going to shit all over it just on principle.
It's called The Shape of Water. Good
Really?
luck.
You absolutely love that movie.
I absolutely love that
Cool.
movie. It was
I'm going to watch it,
so good.
and I'm going to come back for an additional review on it with you. I'm going to shit all over
We
it.
never
Good
did
luck, because that movie is great.
We never did a review on Shape of Water.
No, because we never got it here, because Star Wars marched its big ass into the pond and said, "Everybody else up! It's my playtime!" and sat its ass in there and made everybody else wait for 6 months. So, yeah, I got to see Shape of Water after it was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, it won Best Picture.
Damn.
Yeah.
Kudos. I got to watch this now.
Wasn't there
You should.
that and then something about a ghost that you really liked?
Ghost Story, which is a very underappreciated movie.
The old film?
No. Also, following up with Ghost Story, if you ever want to know what the general movie watching public thinks of a movie, read the Red Box recommendations that people submit
For Ghost Story specifically?
for any movie.
Oh boy.
I read them for Ghost Story after I watched it, and I wanted to die. It's awful.
I'm trying to remember, like, in general, the movies like Sean really liked. I think he really liked Baby Driver.
I enjoyed Baby Driver a lot. That was a fun movie.
I haven't seen it. It doesn't seem like the kind of movie that you would like.
They
that movie
used
actually
his old
surprised me a
car,
lot.
and he was super happy about it.
It was a
There's
weird
a
thing that
Saturn Aura
tickled-
in it.
It's a very unused vehicle, and I was like, "Oh, that's
No,
very
Baby
interesting."
Driver's actually really, really good. It's
Baby Driver's
phenomenal. Like the soundtrack and the movie start to. Edgar Wright puts so much. You can watch it 3 or 4 times, and catch new things every
Yes.
time.
I'll be damned.
It's really good.
I got 2.
And that's why
movies to watch,
Deadpool
so-
2 is the best Marvel movie that's come out lately.
Yes, Deadpool 2. After our rants about movies Sean has
No,
actually
you know what? This is
liked,
actually kind of appropriate because this feels about as long as Wade's death scene. And we really should have cut this off way before now, much like Wade's death scene. So
we're connecting it all together.
it's all connected. All connected.
Just like the X-Men franchise.
Exactly.
Thank
I
God.
tried to do a little Yukio bye-bye thing. It's like the second to last time
Yeah.
before he did that.
Yeah.
Well, at least now we know where, with the cameo, we now know kind of where it sits in X-Men timeline.
That's true. Actually,
I guess I've never cared about that.
It's
So.
probably not going to matter much since he has a time hopper now.
Well, at least he asked the question the first movie, and we go into McAvoy or Stewart, the timelines are so confusing. Now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know which timeline.
Well,
we're
they
in.
make that joke again where he comments how Cerebro smells like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
You know, the more I think about it, they retread a lot of jokes, but they feel fresh. They don't feel like retreads. Mm-hmm. They tweak the joke enough to make it feel
The
fresh
fact
again.
that there's actually cameos in there.
Yeah, that was actually nice. We should probably wrap this up. We've probably gone on long enough about this.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you thought.
Down in the comments below.
Go off on a random rant too. Why not? Have fun.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Alfred TV show? I'm so mad about this thing. We really.
I'm so
need to
happy
make
that
a
you're
video.
angry about this. I love it.
If do a separate video for that.
I never get to see him angry. I'm the one who has to bring the anger on shit. So I'm so happy that it's not me now.
You now have to be very zen for that next sequence.
I do.
No, you've seen me be angry. We're talking Independence Day angry. It's like the level of anger I'm
Oh,
feeling.
good, because I had a blast at that.
All right, guys. Until next time, we will see you guys later.
Later.